Still, they'll remember we were here. We're a million strong and getting stronger still. They'll remember we were here.
This year has just really ended up being a fight for us girls, and not so much in the physical. I don't think people ever probably saw what was going on. There was just a lot of times we were very determined to press in, and then there was a lot of times we were ready to quit and go home, just because of just some of this, once again, just the opposition, when Satan just wears you down and just tries to do everything. It's like the little things start adding up to big things. And so what you'll notice in the theme of this album, it really is about standing in the midst of whatever's going on around you, and that no matter what, we are truly just called to stand and see the goodness of the Lord.
And God, I'm crying out tonight.
Well, one of my favorites, right, Here's My Life. I think it's something that I hope a lot of people, when they hear the album, can relate to, that serving God is a challenge. You're gonna have to leave stuff behind. It's a sacrifice, but in the end there's nothing greater than serving God, and in the end I don't regret anything I've had to give up. As much as I've missed it, I know that God is faithful, and I know that He knows exactly what He's doing in my life.
Million Voices is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
That's like, that one's really fun.
Yeah, that one's
and
really
it's just
fun.
kind of like our anthem of it's kind of like just raising up this generation of saying, you know what, who cares what the world says about you? Who cares what everybody else is doing? God has a calling on your life, and it's about time that we find out what that calling is and stop being quiet about it, because we have a chance in our life to change this world.
Yeah.
I kind of like all of them, but one that keeps sticking with me is called One More Round, and for me it's a reminder that even if you feel like you're knocked down, you need to get back up again and just take it one more round. Because for me it's easy to get discouraged, or it's easy to, like, once you're knocked down a couple times, to just stay down on the ground and stay down, like in the spiritual realm, kind of referring like spiritual and physical, but in a sense of like disappointments or things that are falling apart, or things that you thought God was leading you one way, then He turns a corner real quick. Like, not staying in those places, for me to not stay on the ground, but to get back up and keep following Him no matter where He's taking me.
We are not going to get anything done.
What are you
It's supposed to rain on Thursday. Hey,
I don't even know what this thing is.
since when do we get the weather?
Solitaire.
Look at the weather in
It's
Franklin.
going to rain on Thursday.
Play games when you're a kid.
And no, it's going to snow on Thursday.
Because a lot of people are like, oh, you should get a new producer each album so you can, pick up the new producer's sound and all that stuff. I'm like, you know what? He's like our brother or uncle or
really
whatever
is.
you want to say. Like, he's the kind of guy that after you're done at the studio, you're like, oh, let's go have dinner and let's like hang out with each other after church on Sundays.
There really is a mutual respect level. They're great writers, they're great musicians, and they respect what I bring to the table. And because of that, we're able to really work together and do things really as a unit.
And now looking back, it's not all over, but we're looking back going, God is victorious. God has brought us through a lot. The fact that we're still here,
Right,
God
yeah.
has done miracles. We didn't give up. We didn't have to give up and give in. We're still here. We're doing a third album now about what God has done in our lives. I would say the one message is that I think if we want them to hear anything, darkness can never overcome light. No matter what an opposition or no matter what a situation looks like, it is never greater than who God is, and it's never stronger than what God is about to do in our lives. And so if they can get anything from it, it's the hope that if we stick with God, we win in the end, and it's all being taken care of, and we just need to stand.